So welcome to Footnotes, Matt. How's it feel being class clown and ultimate Crammer? Look at that. You went two superlatives.
Sheesh, I don't know about that one. I was a little surprised, I guess, to get two of them, especially those two. So,
Do you consider yourself to be a funny guy?
I think, like I said before, I use jokes to kind of make light of, tough situations like exams stacked on the same day and stuff.
Is that more to help you or to help other people?
Probably a little both.
Yeah.
A little bit of coping.
Yeah.
Definitely is coping. You have a favorite comedy show? Please don't say The Office.
A favorite comedy show? I think this is like hit or miss for a lot of people, but I really like the comedy on Impractical Jokers. For sure.
Yeah,
that's funny.
One.
I also really like Letterkenny. That's a little show on Hulu. It's like a Canadian sitcom. It's hilarious.
I'm trying to remember what that was. I don't know. I can't remember.
It's just a bunch of hicks out somewhere in Canada, and I don't know. It just portrays their problems and stuff.
Yeah, I've never watched that, but that's cool. How late? What's the latest you've ever stayed up to cram for an exam?
There's been nights, a couple nights where I don't sleep. I'll usually take half an hour or an hour. If it's that dire. I mean, I'll do what I can. I'll do what I need to do for the grade. So
Discuss me your what? What do you say?
How do you function?
Adrenaline mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Once you get to exam time, you just kind of get going. But what was I just gonna say? I don't know. I feel like class crammer might be I don't know, maybe a little bit of a misnomer or misunderstanding, because I tend to do a lot of my studying at night, so a lot of people see me on campus at night, and by no means do I stay up through the night for every exam, but I have done it. So.
Gotcha.
What's your cramming strategy? What do? You watch lectures straight up 2 times speed, or do you just look at the slides?
Most of the time when I'm cramming, I actually make my own Anki decks now.
Nice.
And sometimes, when we got back-to-back exams, I have to be sometimes I'm making note cards pretty late in the game in terms of the exam. But making the note cards forces you to learn the material, and then you get maybe another pass at your deck. I make 50 or 60 cards per lecture, probably about. And I don't know. Usually learning the material only requires me to, make the deck and then go through it twice, pretty much. So.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think
it's more efficient.
What's more efficient?
Oh, I think note cards make studying a little bit more efficient.
Not your study habits. I was kidding.
I feel like once I started using the note cards, I feel like my studying was a little more directed. It didn't seem like I was going nowhere, flipping through things aimlessly. Everything seems much more directed when you're making this deck. But I won't get too much into the details of it.
Who do you voted for ultimate Crammer and class clown?
You might want to edit this one out. Actually, I'll just. You are editing this, right?
Sure. Well, that's a racist joke. She's doing your class, so maybe that's her decision. But
for class clown, honestly, I didn't vote. But I'll tell you who I probably would have voted for. If I can think of this off the top of my head, I don't know. Clown, maybe Keaton Merck. He's a different kind of class clown though, but he's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah, for sure. I can see it.
And then for Crammer, trying to think of who's upstairs in the library at night when I'm there. I don't know. I guess I don't have a good impression of like who crams, but
You.
I'm just seriously.
Everybody.
It's hard to say. I mean, because there's people who study at night like me, and then you get people.
I think probably the worst time to ask that question.
What's that?
I think it's the worst time to ask this question because I think
Everyone's cramming.
Everyone's
it's
cramming for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like leapfrogging, and pretty much. I mean, like when you're 2-3 days out from an exam, you're only focusing on that exam. I don't know how to do it any other way.
Mhm.
Like I can't focus on an exam other than the one I have ahead. I don't know. Maybe that's one-track minded, but that's just kind of how I operate.
Someone said, "LOL, is this even a real question?" Like, because there's just no way, like, no one just crams. But
Oh, really? Wow.
I was like,
Okay.
I got some interesting responses. Really interesting.
Oh, someone
responses.
responded to the who's the ultimate crammer because everyone. Oh,
Yeah, it's like
I didn't understand you at first, but yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I don't know. It's hard to kind of define cramming in our program. What qualifies as cramming?
Yeah.
Maybe not
I
sleeping.
guess all-nighters, probably.
like the people who are like, nah, it's okay. I don't want to study it until like legit a day before or two.
I'm not a crammer.
I've seen a lot of people do that before. So
Cramming
Maybe
stresses me out.
I mean, it's stressful. I mean, like you don't want to be making your first pass, a day before.
Yeah,
by any
yeah.
means, that's too much. That's way
Yeah.
too much. Way too stressful.
I'm not gonna disclose his name. Rachel, I think you know who this is, but this guy, he used to study only just a day and a half before every single exam. That semester you guys are taking, including phys, micro, almost every single subject, and he somehow does kind of good. It makes no sense.
I mean, there are people like that. I mean, when I came here, I learned quick that wasn't really me.
That's not me.
I'm not gonna go around 100-piecing exams by doing that by any means.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Should I edit that out, via?
Hmm?
Should I edit that out, via?
What I said?
Yeah. Not gonna name any names.
I think people know. Your
Okay.
class will not know who this person is. So.
Oh, that's true.
Mostly it's just your class, but any other questions? Right.
No more questions.
I'm out of questions. Do you have any final remarks for your fans for Class Clown and I guess Ultimate Grammar?
Maybe I'd like to shout out Erica Reed and Emily Zink. Whenever we came in for exams, and I was coming in not with a lot of sleep, they could always tell when I was walking up the stairs to take my seat for the exam. That I didn't have a lot of sleep, and I would always point at them like this, and just laugh hysterically. So I'll shout out my two fans. And it was like every exam, like they're just laughing just because I look exhausted.
Probably delirious.
Give them the finger guns and give the exam my all.
Yeah.
Retest rituals. I have done that before in that giant auditorium. Oh my god.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Or going to an exam when it's laundry day, when you have no laundry left. That's always nice too. When
Mhm.
you're looking like a hobo.
Looking like a hobo.
Chaos.
Alrighty then.